Howdy, 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 my name's Anachi Sasuke, and welcome back to Let's Read Homestuck. The last episode happened on 4/13, and this episode was supposed to happen the day after that, but I forgot. So, in this episode, we're going to start Act 6, Intermission 2. Hold still, Slick. God damn it, will you quit fidgeting and drink your milk? It's warm and nutritious, fresh from the butler's teat. You just watched me milk it. Oh, for fuck's sake, you are impossible. Miss Paint, is that soup ready yet? He's being a dick. Also, can you bring some more gals? He stabbed me again. It was one of his more tentative stabbings, though. I think maybe he meant it as a sort of a thank you? Nope, wait, he just stabbed me again. I don't think that one was a thank stab. It was more like just a regular stab. I should probably have confiscated his knife before I gave him these super fast robot arms. My god, is he frisky with those things. Hey, put that down. I said settle your ass down. Where's the gratitude, Slick? I'm waiting on you hand and foot here. Where do you think you are? Butler Island? You know what? Fuck Butler Island. You just died and went to Butler fucking heaven. I see that knife. Yeah, that one. You're not fooling anyone. If you don't calm down, I want to repair your other eye. You know, the one you refused to let me fix because you thought the eye patch looked cool. I'll do it. Miss Paint, what is taking so long with that soup? This is a man in sore need of his Scotty dogs if I ever saw one. Miss Paint, are you listening? Oh. Year 1. Current carcinogeneticists right now open memo on the board Fruity Rumpus Asshole Factory, boring road trip through the fucking afterlife edition. I can't believe I'm actually doing this memo bullshit again. I guess I don't know what else to do. I just need to air out some shit with somebody, and everyone here has their head so far up their nooks, I want to scream louder than I usually do. They're troll nooks and human nooks, whatever the hell a human nook even is. You know? Hey, are you there? Future carcinogeneticist 10 minutes from now responded to memo. Fuck. Oh. Hey. I just cannot fucking believe I have to go through all this bullshit again with you, me. What the fuck made me think this will be a good idea? Dude, what's with the text? Why don't you tell me? I just have this incredible premonition you're about to anyway. Why the fuck would I know why you changed the text red? We don't do that. The showy self-absorbed paint your text in your blood color thing, or eye color, or whatever. It's for attention-greedy, insecure losers. Sure is! Sarcastic wonder. I'm just thinking, this really makes our conversations easier to read. Remember those insane blocks of gray, angry text we used to write together? What was that, like, half a sweep ago already? Is it weird that I'm actually looking back on all that insanity with a certain amount of fondness? At least shit was happening. It's so boring out here. And living with the humans is just getting kind of weird. Anyway, this is actually a lot more decipherable. Maybe you're onto something. Well, hey, check it out. Shit just got nostalgic. Look at that. I'm feeling more sentimental about this moronic conversation already. Okay, why do you have to go from zero to douche like in the blink of a fucking glance nugget? The blink of a glance nugget? I've been at this for 10 minutes already and counting. I just think you might have been onto something with the red text. I was trying to pay you a compliment, you antagonizing fuck. I mean, we only ever got in the habit of typing in gray to hide our blood color, right? And like, one, everybody knows it now. It was the worst kept fucking secret ever. And two, even if they didn't, it's just us here, and obviously we've both already known it all our lives. Unless we're both so neurotic, we actually still want to act like it's a secret we're keeping from each other. But I'd like to think the days of that astounding degree of mental illness are behind us. I want to kill myself, but I can't until the conversation runs its course. This is the worst hell imaginable. Shut the fuck up. That's the exact kind of melodrama I'm talking about. We're better than that now, man. I want to do the mature thing here and switch my text to red. There. I think this should be the universal convention for when two of the same people are talking to each other. One guy bites the bullet and talks in red. Seriously, one of us has to be the grown-up here. Oh, I get it now. When I type in red, it's showy and insecure. But when you do it, you're shouldering the pragmatic burden of a martyr. Even though it was my fucking idea to do that in the first place 10 minutes ago. You piece of shit. Okay! God damn it, stop being so sensitive, I fucking apologize. Can you just talk about your stupid feelings already so we can get this nightmare over with? Well, okay, well look, it wasn't supposed to be this lopsided thing where I spill all my feelings into idiot space while some shithead yells at me. I was kind of thinking there would be some give and take, since you presumably share a lot of my thoughts. Okay, whatever, just say some stuff already, all that shit I said 10 minutes ago. I will riff with you, and somehow pretend it doesn't feel like I'm rehashing a bunch of lines written in my barely dried ink. Okay, well, I'm having a hard time even putting my thoughts into words about this bizarre trek through the ring. At first it was just bland and uneventful, but that was kind of a relief, remember? Not having to worry about getting killed all the time. Or trying to rally a bunch of uncooperative troops towards an impossible objective. Yeah. But then, as if it wasn't enough that sometimes we visit these crazy dream bubbles when we go to sleep, we started physically passing through them too. Like, I think I could handle it better if it was just one thing or the other. Like, only the monotonous day-to-day drudgery on the same gloomy fucking meteor with the same bunch of ridiculous people, and basically nothing to do ever except get all up in each other's business. Or, only a sweeps-long safari through an ephemeral realm of ghost memories and dead friends shitting around in a haphazard existential clusterfuck. But having to deal with both, in totally random intervals, it's kind of taking its toll. I hear you, man. That was when I was supposed to say that. But for the record, I guess I meant it. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I miss all my dead friends a lot. Even the assholes. I miss them too. Maybe even especially them in some perverse way. And I should be relieved that they all seem to be happy in some way, even if it's by floating nebulously through dream projections with their freaky blank eyes. And I guess I am relieved about that, but at the same time it's left me unsettled for reasons I can't really put my finger on. I know why. You do? Yeah, well, of course you do. I guess because I just told you 10 minutes ago, making it like a self-fulfilling epiphany? Well, there's that, but also this conversation helped clarify some thoughts too, in spite of its excruciating pointlessness. Part of what's bothering you about this is what it means about mortality. Yeah, I think that's part of it. After visiting who knows how many dream bubbles and hanging out with who knows how many dead friends and copies of dead friends from alternate timelines, I start to wonder, does death even really mean anything? Did life mean anything for that matter? Was the point of life to just go around collecting a bunch of painful and awkward experiences to supply material for the revolving memory collage that serves as the backdrop to a much longer, emptier stretch of existence? And how unnerving is it to running into our dead doppelgangers from doomed timelines? Hey, you're preaching to the choir, bro. It's fucked up. Never mind what it means about a person's identity or sense of self, or which guy gets to be considered the real guy, or philosophical bullshit like that. Just on the level of what your decisions and actions during your life actually mean. Sometimes we run into these versions of ourselves who reach God tiers for fuck's sake. But in spite of being more successful than we were by that particular objective measure, they get punished for that because that wasn't the thing that needed to happen. Pretty much. So where does that leave us? If we try to take some lesson from that, what is it? Try to be great and successful, but maybe not too great and successful? Or maybe don't try at all in some cases, because if you do, some giant fucking squid in the middle of nowhere is going to be like, not so fast, my hideous monster plan begs to differ. Don't you think we'd have been better off if we didn't even know about any of this dream bubble shit? Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking 10 minutes ago, but now I don't even know. Yeah, well, at least you're listening, even if you were being your usual shitty self about it. Nobody else even gets this. They don't want to hear it. Like Terezi, it used to be she would at least humor even my most ludicrous, vitriolic garbage all the time. Remember those days? Way back before we even knew what a human was. Back on Alternative when my biggest fear was that people found out I was a mutant. How quaint can you fucking get? I was an idiot not to understand how good things were back then, between us. Now it's like... blah, 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 blah. What? This part of the conversation. Oh, get over yourself. Our 10 minutes is almost up. I would just like to know if she's punishing me for something? I don't need to remind you how much time she spends gallivanting around the meteor with you-know-who. No, you sure as fuck do not. After all this time, I still can't tell if she's serious about that or doing it to fuck with me. What do you think? Is there something legitimately red going on there? How can I command such absolute mastery over the romantic scientists yet remain perplexed by this? Maybe I can't get a read because he's not a troll and therefore has no idea what the fuck he's doing? It's like trying to decipher an intricate courtship process between an attractive potential mate spirit and some sort of vegetable. Like it doesn't compute. Fuck, this is so embarrassing listening to this. Make it stop. Quiet, I'm talking. I just feel like maybe I'm past the point of no return with her. Where before there was margin for error, probably way more than I ever deserved, and now that's it. She's totally had it, and there's a new dude with candy blood in town. He's just got it all, doesn't he? He's a much better artist than I am, for one thing, and his horns are so nubby they don't even exist. Talk about hitting the jackpot. Am I off base? We just went over this. I didn't get it then because I was too busy whining and feeling sorry for myself like you're doing now, so pipe down and listen. You've been sending her an endless stream of mixed signals for as long as you've known her. Oh, bullshit. Like, fuck, it's bullshit. It's all too clear to me now. It's a classic case of quadrant vacillation. Vacillation? I don't know what the fuck that is. Is that even a real word? Hold on. The inability to decide between different opinions and actions. Indecision. Okay. And you don't even know it. No wonder she was frustrated and got fed up with you. This is outrageous. Is it? Tell me, how many times have you treated her in a way that could be objectively construed as a form of black solicitation? That's just... No, that's how we've always rolled together. It's like spirited platonic contention, totally normal territory, and a healthy mateship. Yeah, a healthy one, not one involving a demented loudmouth who can't keep his shit under control. Let me ask you, how much of that animosity is innocent platonic rage? Could it be that subconsciously you want to push things with her into onto Caligula's turf? Maybe see how things work out there. See if you can have your grub and call it too. That way you can have her all to yourself. Fuck you. You want her in every quadrant like a desperate fool. Do you realize what you've become? You are the sad joke character in the rom-com. You know the guy I'm talking about, who's greedy and indiscriminate about filling every quadrant, totally oblivious to it, and in the end has fuck all to show for it. I don't have to put up with this. You kinda do, for at least another 10 minutes. No, fuck that, I'm so done with you. Yeah, you pretty much are, because the 10 minutes are about to be up and I'll be gone. Then it'll just be you and the other guy, spinning your globes together like a couple stupid pieces of shit ad infinitum. Man, I must have been insane to think anything is different. You haven't changed at all. You're just as petty and horrible as ever. Fuck you forever. Fuck every 10 minutes ahead version of myself, all the way into the 10-minute fucking eternity. I can't even do this, not anymore. Yeah, well, you made your cocoon, pal. Now we have to take turns shitting in it. Together. It is the most pathetic, smelliest dance of all. What the fuck is it now? It just occurred to me. This dumb tantrum I threw, this entire bad mood. It was just another idiotic self-fulfilling reach-around, wasn't it? What are you talking about? I mean, where did this even come from? This was like spontaneously generating self-loathing with no discernible source. Was this emotional outburst ever even real? Oh no, don't even start with that. Do not start getting existential about my anger. You better fucking believe this is real. Are you sure, man? You condescending fuck! How dare you call into question the legitimacy of my feelings as if they are completely justified and totally 100% grounded in absolute, stone-cold, concrete, goddamned, objective motherfucking reality. Yeah, see, I've completely set you off here, and now you don't even know what you're saying. Sorry, this is my fault. I'm going to go and try to calm myself down. Oh, so this is why you decided to leave this conversation. You got owned, so you have to slink away like a fucking coward? Nice try, shithead, but I'm not done with you yet. You think you're the only one who can list his 10-minute away self's flaws? I could go on forever. Future Carcat banned himself from responding to memo. Fine, get out of here. Good riddance. As if I could take another sponge-wringing minute of your disingenuous drivel. Past carcinogenesis from 10 minutes ago. Open memo on the board. It's just gonna happen again. Hey, are you there? Fuck. Oh. Hey, I just cannot fucking believe I have to go through all this bullshit again with me. What the fuck made me think this will be a good idea? Dude, what's with the text? Ugh, why don't you tell me? I just have this incredible premonition you're about to anyway. And then all that happens again. Okay. Am I actually walking around, or is it just... Hey, what's up? Anyone seen Terezi around? No, why? We were going to do a thing, but she's not around and not answering my messages. On any of the probably 10,000 computers lying around that they would show up on. A thing? Yes, a thing. I see. Shut up. What about you? Have you seen her? No. Have you seen Gamzee? Are you serious? Of course not. I haven't seen that guy at all since the first day we got here. Not once. Yeah, I know. Talk about an elusive juggalo. Probably like the shyest fucking juggalo of all time. I'm pretty sure only Carcat's seen him. Don't expect him to rat him out either because of the morail junk. Morail? Alien words. I wouldn't expect him to. I wouldn't even ask if it would be... I wouldn't even ask. It would be really bad for him to ask him that. Yeah, I mean... I bet you trolls... I bet you think you're imparting some really obscure cultural fact about trolls, but really, if a human said to another human, "Hey man, can you tell me where your best clown friend is, hiding so I can go chainsaw him to death?" Just for your information, that would probably be bad for him too. Okay. I don't know, it's been a year already. I think he's really intent on hiding and hanging onto those dead bodies. He's probably scared to death of you at this point anyway. Maybe you should just let it go. Rose, back me up. I try to stay out of troll interpersonal politics. Interpersonal, wait. Are you saying this is like a spade quadrant thing? Is she trying to be his kismet fish? I'm saying no such thing. Well, if she hates him, isn't that what that means? Dave, don't be a dick. You're embarrassing her. Haha, no, I'm not. She's cool. Look, she's being cool about it. I'm being cool about it. See? It's not like that. I just want to find him and at least wound him somewhat. Yeah, see, I knew it had to be a perfectly harmless and unerotic explanation. Shh. No, see, I'm explaining this badly. All I'm saying is, basically, just fuck that guy. Got it. So, what are you up to in here? What's with all the books? Research? We're trying to put all of the pieces of the puzzle together. You are aware this meteor has many secret rooms scattered throughout, including libraries, right? Hell yeah, we looted one of them for the Cantown project. Cantown? I told you about Cantown, didn't I? No? Well, the thing about Cantown, and all there really is to say about Cantown is, it's awesome. The end? Wow, what a story. F you. So, what is the point of this research? Primarily to gain a more thorough understanding of the situation we'll be entering when we arrive. I thought you pretty much already knew the situation, since you can see the future. Oh my god, I told you I can't see the future. Yes, you can, you totally can. Okay, but not all of it. Only certain relevant pieces. It's a bit frustrating when people make that presumption about you. For instance, you are a Knight of Time. Since you have such mastery over time, doesn't that mean you should know everything about the future too? No, that's totally dumb. I could know things about the future if I time traveled and found out firsthand. Nobody's mistaking that about me. I'm a time traveler, not a fucking fortune teller. It's simple as shit. Right. So there are significant limitations on what you can know, governed by certain rules. That's how it is for a seer too. Okay, whatever. But I will say that I have been able to use these abilities to assist with research. I can treat my finite glimpses as an additional source of information. If you combine that with the knowledge we've gathered, same thing though, from these texts and things we've learned from our various encounters with the deceased, with a bit of inference and deduction, a more detailed picture is coming into focus. Nice. Do you want to hear about it? Now? Yes, why not? It's been a year. It seems like all we've done on this trip so far is indulge in lavish interior decoration projects and screw around with mysterious Cantown initiatives, which may or may not be consuming valuable library resources as building materials. We could at least make some effort to squeeze in annual briefings on our objective. Yeah, that would be pretty legit of us. I think you'll find that when it comes to striving for a reasonable approximation... Wow, I added too many letters to that. Approximation of legitimacy, we are simply the most barely adequate there is. Okay, I didn't really catch any of that bullshit because I wasn't listening. I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee and get primed to listen to you saying a lot of stuff like that. You want some? Sure. That's a coffee machine? Can I? No, thank you. Okay, this fucking thing. Where did you even unearth this piece of shit from? Oh, okay, there it goes. 2 hot, revitalizing cups of shitty coffee, fresh out of the weird pod. Why do we even drink this shit? I guess because this thing is here. Like, somehow the temptation is even stronger because the coffee sucks? Don't know how the fuck that works. Wish there was such a thing as apple juice on Troll World. Could go for a bottle of AJ. I wonder if there's any booze squirreled away on this meteor. Kind of feels like we should be drinking our asses off here. No adults, nothing to do. That's what you do without adults, right? Get wasted all the time? Wait, what the fuck am I saying? Trolls don't even have adults. Well, they do, but they're all in outer space being insane badasses. I guess they do have the stupid nanny monsters? Do the monsters give a shit if they get wasted? Are you talking to us? What? We can't even hear you mumbling over there. Oh. How's that coffee coming? Off the shit is how, all being like in cups and everything. Be sure it makes it to the table before it accumulates that strange, unctuous film on the surface. So what's with this big book you're writing in? Is it more wizard fanfiction? No, it's something like an extensive journal. I'm recording everything we've been through so far, and detailed notes on everything we know about the game. I'm also using it to document our research and extrapolate on the new session and players. So it's like, you're nigh unreadable game fac, in tome form. Somewhat. You sure like to write big game guides. I don't look at it that way. I'm approaching it from a standpoint of responsible historical documentation. Don't you think people in the future will want to know about our story? I guess. I think it could be a very useful resource someday. It could be helpful to others beginning their own quests. Chances of that seem pretty remote. I really wouldn't rule it out. Okay, totally sold on that suddenly, on account of not caring. So tell me about the new session, and what is there to know, and most importantly, how is everything going to go wrong this time? From what I understand, everything has already gone wrong before the game even started, in many different ways than ours did. There are indications of thicker political intrigue, assassination attempts, and a usurpation of the throne more insidious than what we dealt with. But those examples still don't illustrate the fundamental fault with their session. Also, if you hear that cracking noise, that's my knuckles, and I apologize. Ours had a similar fault. It was a null session. Literature on the subject says null sessions are actually very common. It is any session resulting in failure, and as such, designed to result in failure from the start, due to Skya's comprehensive knowledge of its own fate, and that all of it, and that of all it I always fumble words when I'm reading Rose's lines. Always. Biologically speaking, it's to be expected that null sessions far outnumber the successful ones. When it comes to reproductive systems, overwhelming redundancy is commonplace. A universe has a reproductive system that spreads many seeds, as it were, most of which never come to fruition, so we shouldn't feel too bad about our results really, it was quite par for the course. But then it would also seem that exceedingly few null sessions result in the birth of a massive green star fueled by two dead universes, for what it's worth. Okay, but I thought the whole point of the scratch thing, is it gave us a chance to still win, but you're saying the new session has a fault too? Well, yes, there's more to it though. The new session is essentially our session, rebooted with different parameters, which also affected the original conditions of our universe. And strangely, it seems the new one is a null session as well, but within a much less common subset of all null sessions. This one is referred to as a void session. Okay, which is what? It's very simply a session in which nothing is prototyped before entry at all. Hence, by Sky's preemptive all-knowing and its influence on the rest of the Insifosphere, there are not even any towers on Prospect or Durst built to receive the split kernels. See? Weird. Why would the alt-universe players fuck up in such an obvious and stupid way? I don't know what specifically led to the failure to prototype anything, but it doesn't really matter. As I said, the session was designed this way before they began playing. Any efforts to prototype may have been in vain regardless, possibly subject to sabotage. Didn't you say at some point that not prototyping anything would be really bad? Yes, it's just another way to create an infertile session, though by a less catastrophic and bloody route we took to achieve the same result. By contrast, it leads to a rather harmless, uneventful session. Underlings remain unaugmented, and so does the royalty. And while this may sound advantageous to the players, it's a curse in disguise. The lack of prototypes which keeps adversaries unevolved, also has the same influence on the battlefield. Without successive prototyping, the battlefield will never reach its final form, which must be fertilized to grow a new universe. Instead, it remains in its most basic form, stuck in eternal stalemate. There is nothing players in a void session can do to change this. They are resigned to live out the rest of their days in a dead session, or in a dead-end session. Still waiting to hear how this is in any way an improvement on all the shit we just escaped from. It's a vast improvement. The new session is a blank slate without a ridiculously short time limit for victory like ours had. There will be no time limit at all, in fact. Once we arrive, ostensibly, that is when the nature of the session will change. It won't be classifiable as either a null or a void session anymore. It'll be something which, as far as I can tell, is unique. The fully mature battlefield from our session can be used to make the new one viable. The path to success will be made possible by a combination of efforts and assets from both iterations. Usually scratch sessions are absolute resets, and involve no direct influence from the first attempt at all. I can't find any precedent for our situation. Jade has our battlefield, right? Yes. So she shows up and drops it in Sky, and then we all take the result of that damn frog breeding we did and stick the thing in there somehow. And we sit back and wait for it to do its huge ribbit or whatever, and we're golden. Pretty much. As long as there's actual vacancy in the center of Sky when we get there. And there's that vacancy. Is that going to be a problem? I don't think so. Even if it were, it would be a trivial obstacle. But as it is, I think the forces opposing these players are clandestinely working towards the same goal as we are. From what I can tell, gestures of antagonism, while certainly posing legitimate danger, have been factored in as a critical stepping stones to one destination shared by all parties. I don't know why this is or what the motives are yet. The appearance is one of sailing ahead, but traces of conspiracy are everywhere. Okay, but conspiracies aside, did it ever really look like clear sailing to you? That's not what I was seeing. We're going to arrive, and then soon after Jack is going to show up, and then we have to beat him, right? So there kind of is a time limit. As he runs. Sorry, I thought I was about to sneeze. Yes, we will have to deal with Jack before all is said and done, and that will definitely be a major challenge, but it is not impossible, at least not by design. When I said there will be no time limit in this session, I was talking about something more specific. There will be no reckoning. Oh, why not? It's a logical consequence of any void session. The battlefield never evolves, and therefore the more extensive war between Prospect and Durst never takes shape. It is only when the Prospecting King falls in battle that the reckoning can be initiated by the forces of Durst. The meteors then rush to destroy the battlefield, while Sky redirects them through defense portals for as long as it can. Thus, if there is no war, there is no reckoning, no meteors, and no imminent threat of failure. This is of course good news for Earth as well. During the reckoning, Sky redirects all incoming meteors to the only place it can, Earth. So it turns out the players who initiate a void session are not actually condemning their home planet to an apocalyptic wasteland after they leave. In the new instance of our universe, Earth is just fine. Sort of. So, no meteors come at all. You mean by fucking up and having to scratch we also sort of saved Earth in the process? Again, sort of. And it's not that there were no meteors whatsoever, because the vast majority of the destructive onslaught never showed up. But delivering the temple to the site of the forge is still integral to jumpstarting the session. That meteor, however, could have been propelled through a portal by any means, not just via the reckoning. I see. What about the players themselves? They had to rival meteors too, didn't they? I guess the baby meteors were some exceptions too, right? Yes, but they weren't flung through portals in their own session, nor will they be created there. They were created in our session and sent back through our portals, just like us. To understand what happened, it really helps to understand exactly what a scratch is. When John severely damaged the Beat Mesa on your planet and sent it off to Sky to release its temporal energy there, you could view it as a kind of request. We were asking Sky to change everything at a fundamental level and gave it the energy to do so. But Sky is a very passive entity. It only knows and sees, but it never quite acts. When it is asked to change everything, there's only so much it has control over. In fact, it has control over exactly one thing, the defense portals. It can decide to send important meteors to different points in time than originally planned, thus creating alternate realities, offshoots of promise rather than futility. And it turns out the most important meteors of all tend to be the ones delivering the young players to their planet. So all it has to do is change everything to tweak their destination times a bit. All internally prompted changes in the post-scratch universe are decided entirely by this modest adjustment to the parameters. It's a very simple concept, actually. Yet the consequences are dramatic. It results in not only a hard reset for the session, but a partial reset for the universe too, due to the many casual entanglements between a session and its originating universe. What do you mean tweak the destination times? Where do they get sent to? A variety of different time periods. The simplest way to look at it is to picture the original destinations of our two groups of 4 ectobabies and switch them. What? Though this is just a slight oversimplification, while it's roughly true, Sky had some peculiar whims this time. How much more reading is this? Every time I want to stop, it does something relevant. Okay, so 1900, sometime after 1900, 2000s. Okay, so they were all out there, and that's Nana. And this is them in the 2009. But this time around, John and Jade went to 1900. They went to the 2000s, and they went to just before the 2000s, but they went to, and then there's a gap, and then they went to 2400. While most landed in time periods corresponding with the original group, it seems that 2 of the new players arrived 4 centuries ahead of everyone else for some bizarre reason. But they're still apparently able to communicate with their co-players through, I guess, some sort of Trollian-like technology, and they're still able to establish game connections with the others. So this stands as an odd, but otherwise not otherwise terribly significant detail. So, and this alt-universe group of us and them, which ones are the actual players? I'll give you a hint. It isn't us. Fuck. Why did I know that was going to be the answer? And to think that usually I'm the one accused of knowing the future. I don't know if I'm ready to process the ramifications of this bullshit. And this is finally a good stopping point. So we're going to see if Dave manages to process the ramifications of this bullshit in the next episode. So, this has been Anashi Sasuke. This was episode 84 of Let's Read Homestuck. And then the next episode, like I said, Dave's going to process the ramifications of this bullshit. So, I will see y'all next time. Safe game. Later.